A new report says replacing the RCMP with an Alberta police force would cost our taxpayers millions of dollars more each year, but could eventually mean better service. The report, commissioned by the provincial government, follows a recommendation made to Alberta government by the Fair Deal panel in 2020. It says the provincial police force would cost Alberta between $734 million and $759 million annually, without any federal subsidy that has been in place to share the cost of the RCMP all these years.
So this could cost Albertans, over $1 billion right off the bat. And then, ongoing costs going forward. And if you wanted to end rural crime and increase response rates, for example, then you would actually have to hire more officers, not simply change their uniforms.
Political scientist Dwayne Bratt says this proposal is more a move to give Alberta more autonomy from Ottawa and give the provincial government more control over policing.
The criminal code is nationwide, so you start to wonder, well, what sort of issues would an Alberta police force not follow that the RCMP is? And the one that jumps completely to mind, because Casey Maddow has said that in the past, is around guns. Would they be enforcing Canadian gun laws as an Alberta provincial police force? So I think that's another driver for this.
Back in 2020, when the Fair Deal panel report was first released, Janet Brown Opinion Research did a survey asking Albertans if the province should establish a provincial police force to tackle rural crime.
At that time, what we found was that 31% of Albertans supported this idea, and 61% opposed, and 9% were undecided. It ranged dramatically between rural and urban residents, but even among rural residents, there still was not majority support for this idea.
Brown, who's been running polls for 25 years, says she's never seen a premier be so unpopular with the public. So the timing of this new idea might be a way to raise voter confidence.
Perhaps this is an attempt by them to turn the channel, move the focus away from the fact that they're not very popular, that Albertans aren't, for the most part, satisfied with how they've handled COVID, that now this government is involved in some internal scandals. Perhaps this was an attempt to change the channel.
We asked Edmontonians what they thought of the idea.
Yeah, if they were to put something together to make rural crime response time quicker, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I think that it's a tradition that we have the RCs, and they're a grand force and they're an international force, whereas just the provincial force won't have the interaction. And I think we should keep them.
Yeah, no, I've just heard that he's trying to cover up the RCMP investigation that they were trying to do against him. I think it's a bad idea. And I don't like Kenny very much at all.
I'm originally from Ontario, so we did have the Ontario Provincial Police, so I'm used to that, and I think that would probably be a good thing, because then you'd have the police force more effective for just the province instead of more Canada-wide, less Canada-wide.
The next steps for the provincial government are a stakeholder meeting as well as a public survey to be done in early 2022. In Edmonton, Sarah Chu, City News.